Right now, we are still in the negative by about $2,000, but our house levels are growing from level 1 to level 2. Our businesses are starting to grow a little bit. It always takes industry a little bit longer to catch up, and most of these other tabs, we do not have anything going on in them. There are certain things that you're always going to lose money on: schools, public transportation, those sorts of things. And as you can see from the information here, we have a high demand for residential and a medium demand for businesses. Um, you could do one of two things to resolve these. You can either place more zoning, some new roads, but every time you put a road down, it costs you. So it costs you to think about it. Because what actually happens with the housing is that you'll hear the little ding when a house it goes up. More people move into that particular house. And you can see here our citizens are pretty happy. We don't have any problems with our water or garbage or electricity. We're doing fine in all those. Elementary, we've got a capacity of 300, but we've got 58 students enrolled. High school, we have 77 who are eligible, but we have not placed a high school yet. We need to lay some new roads. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this road in front of this residential area back here, because right now we have a 2-lane road, and that is probably going to get a lot more traffic than a 2-lane road can handle. And now we're going to extend our roads, and we'll zone some more residential as well as business in a minute. I considered building in this area, but I think I want to leave that for now. It is on the waterfront, so that could become like high-end property later on. And we're just going to keep putting roads down for a little bit here. And we're going to do a little crazy zigzag around the electric lines there. That is not smooth looking, but it works. And down here, I think I'm going to place a park, which will increase the property value in the area that was highlighted there in green. And we could put another park if we wanted, but I think moving that park to the end just a little bit, because I kind of want to make a specific area be sort of more of the high end. So our main area is gonna, the property values will increase, but not greatly. So lots of residential zoning going in. Of course, we have to make sure we've got all of our plumbing so everybody has water. And we'll make sure that everybody has electricity if they start building in. Now the park will need electricity too, and I think it actually starts off with a little bit. It needs a little bit because it'll have electric lights and stuff like that, which has to have um, electricity along with the plumbing for the bathrooms if there are bathroom stalls. And as you can see, we've already got houses going up in this area. You can see how many people live in the houses, 2 young adults there. And we're going to follow, if I can get everything to work, we're going to follow this person, Sabrina Harris, who is going to the park. All right, so now she's at the park and she went straight to the picnic area. And as you can see, we're getting our electric flash that we need electricity. So I'm going to connect electricity from the other area there. So now everything's working. And let's see, let's follow someone else. Let's see if we can find someone. Okay, that car was going a little fast, but they are going to the drugstore. As you can see, they got to the drugstore, popped out of the car, and went in. We've got some other buildings going up. We can follow the police car who's out on patrol. Actually, he's returning to the station. All right, and we've got a delivery truck who's now on their way to the general store. They're importing goods from outside of our city because we do not have a lot of industrial stuff going on yet. And let's see, now they're exporting. So they picked up some stuff after dropping off some stuff. And as you can see, they're headed towards the highway. And we're going to stop following them right here. And we're going to try to find someone who's on their way in. So we've got a station wagon that we're going to follow here. And I think I'm going to stop and, let's follow the scooter person. Let's see where they're going. Well, if I can get this to work. Piper Lewis, who's unemployed and she's going home. So, I noticed we have a dead person waiting for transport, which means we need to put in a cemetery. And our cemetery is actually a cemetery in church. I like to put them usually on side streets, not on a major street. So we're going to put this one here. And you can see all the little happy faces. People in the neighborhood are excited about it. And I'm putting roads around it because at some point you're going to need to add a crematorium to burn the bodies so that you can make room for more of the dead. And in a few minutes, we'll see the hearse go out to pick up that. There it goes. And we're going to follow it so that you can see. And it has to go down and around the block here, picking up a dead person from the general store. All right, so we've got our dead person and we're going back to the cemetery. And if I open this up, you'll see now that we've got two in there. So we've got two dead people. And our organic foods, one of our locations is not doing well because it doesn't have enough educated workers. So as you can see, we're getting close to matching up with the amount that we spend out to what's coming in. And all of these buildings that have that little blue flashing shopping bag, that's what that means, that there's not enough educated workers. And I considered placing the high school, but decided I wasn't ready to put the high school down quite yet. We need some more income coming in. But eventually those stores with the little shopping, they're going to close. So you can either bulldoze and let a new building prop up there when time is ready for it, or you can just let them remain there, which is kind of ugly for the city. So I usually take them and bulldoze them. Sometimes I will remove the zoning there since we know we're going to have these issues. But you can see now that that building is abandoned. So we're going to bulldoze it. And I removed the zoning, so that took it out. But you can also use the bulldozer. And we have a high demand for industry, so I am going to place some zoning for more industrial buildings, which is also going to give us more people that need buildings that need employees to work them. And you do have people who will commute from other areas around into your city. So it's possible for you to have enough workers, educated or not. Let's make sure we've got plenty of water coming to these places. The electricity is good. And then let's also make sure that all of our traffic issues are being resolved, stop lights and stop signs. And usually in most of my residential areas, I do stop signs on every corner. And on the major streets that are close by, of course, I use stoplights. Now, in front of the businesses on this end, I decided to do stoplights all along that one side of the street and down by the park. All right, so we've got some that are going to level 3, not very many, but I'm going to move some of the budget panels down a little bit so that we're not spending quite as much on water, electricity, and the things that you tend to lose money on in a city. So, fire, police, medical, education. So, we're doing pretty good here. We don't have a real high demand for residential, but I'm going to go ahead and lay some more zoning out because I do want people living in these areas, especially around this park. I think would be really cool. And as you can see, we did have a couple of buildings pop up there. And so we've expanded a little bit. I'm going to let you see a bit of the town in the daylight, and then it will change over to nighttime. And we will end this part of the video. And I will see you guys next time when we work on adding some new schools, a high school in particular, and some other businesses and industry.